Hello everyone and welcome to Jurassic World Australia in Jurassic World Evolution. In the previous episode we built this exhibit with 3 genuine Australian dinosaurs. We have here the Mosasaurus, which I added in between episodes. I have a beautiful skin mod on it. I think this is by Jagged Fang. I will link all of the mods down below. We also have Wintonotitan and Australovenator. And what we're going to add is I actually have 2 more Australian dinosaur mods. And the first one, it's a very cute dinosaur, but its name was designed to make me fail. Leaellynasaura? I don't know how to work out the start of that name. You'll correct me down below. Anyway, it's this cute little dinosaur. Name should be on screen as well as the person who made it. This was posted on Jurassic World Evolution Nexus page, I think the past week, just a couple of days ago, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, I gotta have that in my park. It's really cute. By the way, in case you haven't noticed, I'm doing this episode a little bit differently from the last 3 times. I just built in my own time, late at night, and I'm recording the voiceover after the fact. I felt like maybe it would help me build a little bit better. I could focus a little bit more. And now I can focus on speaking. We'll see how that turns out. Let me know in a comment down below if you like this new approach. What we're gonna do in this episode is we're gonna build on this teeny tiny island, and we're gonna populate it with teeny tiny dinosaurs. First and foremost, of course, that new teeny tiny Australian dinosaur, which I will call Leah henceforth. I've decided it to be so. We're also going to add Homalocephali, Cyticosaurus, and there's another one. Small dinosaur, big name. Micro-Pachycephalosaurus. Those are going to be the species on this little island. And I figured we'd make it like a little luxury resort. And we're going to pretend like the dinosaurs are walking among the guests, among us. But they're not actually. They're going to be separated by an invisible fence. I thought that would be the best approach to stop people from screaming their lungs out as they do, because obviously a Homalocephali is very intimidating. I mean, I too would scream if I saw a Homalocephali, but it would be squeals of joy. It would not be in fear, okay? I would be all about the Homalocephali, as well as the new little Leah and Cyticosaurus. All of those guys, super, super cute. Micro-Pachycephalosaurus looks like a badass, so even though it's the smallest of the ones I'm gonna add on this island, I might be most intimidated by that one. Seriously, it looks like it has an attitude. It looks like it has an attitude problem. I actually discussed it in my top 10 dinosaur mods video. It did something about the eyes. Anyway, what I'm doing now is I've made the island a little bit bigger just so we'd have enough space, and I'm sort of adding, like, I don't know what they're called, but like breaker islands, I think is what they're called, and they're sort of meant to break the waves before they hit the soft sandy beach. I didn't want to like block off the beach entirely, so I think I did 3 stretches of like little outcroppings, because of course this sandy beach is technically exposed to the vast wide open ocean. And I thought it would just be kind of cute to have a separate luxury resort on this island where the dinosaurs walk freely among the guests, and it would be like a whole different experience. And because it's its own self-contained island, you know, there would be no risk of the small dinosaurs just going all over the place. They would still be on the island itself. Also, oh yeah, let's have a look at this one. This one I also added, so we have 4 species in this exhibit now. This is the Diamantinasaurus or Diamantinosaurus, and it's so cute. It has this really beautiful like swan-like neck, and I really love the patterning on it, so I wanted to add that. I wanted to show that. Just a little bit of fun. As always, I went into this video, into this build actually quite unprepared, I will say. I always wing it in Jurassic World Evolution. I think it's one of the things I like so much about the game, you can just wing it. Like, I just went in with just the base idea of, yeah, we're gonna build a resort on this island. And you know what? Let's throw in some teeny tiny dinosaurs. Now, I will say that that does open up some difficulty in terms of you'll see me struggle later, or maybe I'm gonna cut it out. Maybe I'll cut it out. You'll see me struggle with the path. Like, I didn't really have an idea in mind. I didn't want to, like, bring in more of the Aboriginal art style path work. That's really just reserved for that entry section that we built in the very first episode of this series. And I wanted to reserve that for that section. We do like hint back at it. I use circles a lot, but I mean, don't I always? But other than that, I don't want to go overboard with the pathing. I just want it to be natural, laid back. That's sort of the idea I have with Australia. You know, it's not like some of my other path work. Here you go, the first draft. It's not like some of my other path work, which is supposed to look like something from a bird's eye view. It's not like that. Okay, so what I did here was I raised the terrain a little bit, and I'm adding a viewing platform because I thought it would be cool to look across the ocean, then have a view of the cliff and of that genuine Australian enclosure. I just thought that was kind of nice. A way to bring some visibility, dinosaur visibility onto this island, because obviously there are no attractions on this island, on the resort, so people will come here for the hotels and for the shops. But I also wanted some sort of official in-game attraction here, because officially the guests aren't even aware of the little dinosaurs on this island, which is, you'll see at the end of this video, it's actually insane that they don't officially, according to the game, the guests don't know there are dinosaurs on this island, and you will see at the end how bonkers that is. Okay, so I sort of have like this flowy sort of path going on, and I figured I'd add some shops. And now, thanks to the Ultimate Mix Eras mod by Kaiodenic, I can just merge the buildings together. Normally, you know, without that mod, the buildings just have a really ugly backside. And that's kind of disturbing, especially with the way the path sort of wraps all the way around it. But thanks to this mod, as you can see here, I am merging the buildings, and I'll go all the way around actually and hide the ugly backside of every single one of those buildings, so that from the guest perspective, it just all looks pretty, because that's what a theme park is, you know, it's so manufactured and so, well, it's fake. Essentially, it's just fake, okay? They don't want the guests to see the ugly truth. So this mod is perfect for achieving that, and you can just hide all of the ugly bits. You know, the storage stuff that they have at the back. I mean, I love all of the details that they put on these buildings, but realistically, your guests wouldn't want to be seeing that. So I added a restaurant, a bar, as I always do. Need to have a bar. A clothes shop, toy shop. Those three, just because I thought they looked the best. They have that wooden texture going on. Here, you see me considering, for a very brief moment, the arcade, but I went with the gift shop instead because it matches that aesthetic. I kind of wanted that woody, natural look to it, and these buildings were the best fit. And now I'm just struggling with how to make this gift shop fit. I also like squeezed in a restroom because, you know, apparently hotels don't have restrooms. That's very inconvenient, but well, okay, fine, it's whatever. All right, so I filled in the path, and what I'm gonna do now is, using the invisible fence, I'm essentially going to make 3 separate quote-unquote exhibits on this island. And as you can see, I'm moving the invisible fencing over the pathwork, and that is to ensure that the dinosaurs walk onto the pathwork in some sections. I'm just waiting for this lady to get a grip and walk in the right direction. She's not going to be cooperating though, so I'm just gonna... I think I might have actually locked her in there, but that's fine. So what this does is It leaves all of the buildings reachable for the guests. You know, I leave like a little sliver of path across so guests can reach the viewing towers. But I included some of the pathwork in the exhibit itself so that the dinosaurs in that given exhibit will walk out onto the path. And as you'll see later, I even put the feeders on the path itself to really ensure that the dinosaurs walk out there and give that illusion of them free roaming on the island. So here's the first exhibit. And I'm confused by the shadow. Initially I thought, is that the invisible fence? That's not very invisible. But no, it was a little terrain malfunction. So that's the first exhibit. It's really small, but again, we're playing pretend that the dinosaurs have free range over the entire island. So now it's the second exhibit, which is actually the biggest, and it goes in front of, or behind, depends on how you look at it. We'll go with behind. It goes behind the resorts, and it includes the entire beach section. And this was actually inspired by, if you don't know, I made a mood board before I started this park, and I came across these images of kangaroos on the beach, and I thought, that was cute. That's cute, but you know what's even cuter? If it's a dinosaur. So that's sort of where the inspiration came from. That's what I did here. And the dinosaurs can just walk freely on the beach. So, you know, just imagine you're tanning and all of a sudden Micropachycephalosaurus with its attitude is all up in your face, stealing your stuff. I think it would be good times until they bite. And this is the third part, or the third exhibit, I should say. And again, I'm just incorporating as much of the path as I can without actually obstructing access for the guests in any way. And now we have 3 exhibits in total, and we will spread out our dinosaur population across the 3, sort of in a random mix to really make it seem like they can just go from one place to another. So the first dinosaurs are in, the Cyticosaurus. I'm just gonna add a little bit of rocks around this pond to make it a little bit more believable that the water won't just, you know, fall out into the ocean, that it won't drain out into the ocean. That's the word I'm looking for. I have all the best words. Sorry. Now we have our little rock pool. I actually think it looks pretty nice. And as for the rest, you know, here we're going with the feeders, and you know, I'm deciding to put them on the path. Just checking where my invisible fences are. Would be kind of cruel if the feeder was just outside of the invisible fence and Homalocephaly is just looking at it, mouth watering, big eyes, the way my rabbit sometimes looks at me. No, again, the reason I did that was just to ensure that they walk on the path. And oh, there are a couple on the path already. And I just really like the look of it. I think it's super immersive. Like, obviously we had to do some tricks with the invisible fence and we're aware of that, but if you selectively forget about that, it's really immersive and it's really fun to see them walking around there. And after a while, I'm also placing like more of those little tables and parasols on the path. And the dinosaurs walk in between it, and it's just so cute. Now, of course, our dinosaurs need some water. They can't drink ocean water, not just because it's fake in the game, but also it's ill-advised to drink ocean water. So I'm just adding little puddles for them, and just, you know, checking the exhibits and making sure the dinosaurs are being flown in. Now we're gonna decorate these openings a teeny tiny bit. I didn't really want to add like some of the statues that we have in the game because I already used the few of them that we have in our opening section, and I don't want to overuse them. We still have a lot of park to make. So I just went with, you know, a tree, some ferns, because you can never go wrong with ferns. The ferns are nice. Ferns are love. Some rocks, and I also put in a log. It's not very realistic, like where did that big log came from, but you know, it's Jurassic. It's a Jurassic World park. Everything is fake. Oh, I'm getting distracted by the Wonder Twins over there. I don't know why, but the guests are just so distracting to me. Like, whenever I see like people twinning or a couple holding hand, it's just like, aw. I don't know why. I'm adding a little bit of sand texture, making the island a little bit less dirty, but I'm not going overboard. Like, I don't want it to be sandy, the same kind of sandy as the beach, obviously, because that needs to have its own unique look to it. Some rocks as well, just some general stuff, some general stuff. You can observe this with your eyeballs. If I'm a little bit hyper, I mean, when am I not? But if I'm specifically hyper right now, it is because literally right before I started recording this narration, the news broke that Frontier is going to showcase something at Gamescom. They were confirmed to be part of future game show at Gamescom 2021. Just last Friday, I made my prediction video on that, predicting that one, they would be at Gamescom, and two, that they would be showcasing a pre-order trailer, which would include a release date, and I also included my predictions for that release date. So yeah, I'm pretty excited that at the very least, the first part of my prediction came true. Obviously, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the other predictions are coming true as well, especially just that we are getting a pre-order trailer and a release date. Whether I'm right or wrong, I just want to know. It's fun to know. It's fun to be able to mark my calendar and look forward to that date. Also, I literally said this before in the comments. As soon as I know the date, I'm gonna be asking for a week off from work. I am dedicated to the craft, okay? I'm dedicated. Because I know that Jurassic World Evolution 2 is just gonna consume my life. More than a week, but especially that first week. So I just want to know. I want to know so I can be prepared and just, be able to look forward to it. While I was talking, you saw me placing some rocks. Very important. We love a good rock over here. We love the rocks. What else am I gonna do? I don't know. That's kind of the problem with the narration after the fact, but I do feel like it improves my building, or at the very least, it allows me to build at hours of the day when I can't ramble into a microphone. Like, this was built late last night when I'm sure my neighbors would not have appreciated me having this conversation with my microphone. I'm sure my shrink wouldn't appreciate it either. No, that's hyperbole. Oh, they look so cute on the beach. Oh, I'm having fun with this. This is a really, really fun build, in my opinion. I love that the terrain mod looks so different. I do want to apologize. I have been getting a lot of questions about the terrain mod because the ones that you can download from the Nexus website doesn't look the same. As I discussed in the first video, I did mod the mod. It's a modded mod, okay? It's a custom mod. I personally modded back in the default sand. So as I said in that first episode, this isn't how you're gonna get it from the Nexus website. Perhaps I should reach out to the modder and ask him, or them, sorry, if it's okay for me to post this version of the mod. But, at the end of the day, they did all of the hard work. I just brought back in the default sand, so I don't know if they would even appreciate that, but I guess I could consider reaching out to them. And maybe I'll do that. Stay tuned. Here I'm just adding some grass. Do I like it? I don't know. Do you like it? Let me know. I'm not sure if I like it. Oh, what I do like is what I did with like this little water section over here. I love the arched rock. I have issues. Now I'm just imagining Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in like a yoga pose, with like an extreme back bend. Knowing me, I'll probably do a shitty Photoshop of that and put it in right now. But that's what I think about when I say an arched rock. Anyway, just aesthetically creating an interesting backdrop. This is where the guests first walk onto the island. They just landed here from the helicopter because, of course, this is a very exclusive resort, so it's only reachable via helicopter. Yeah, and I like how that looks. Add a couple of ferns because, like I said, ferns are always good. And I think it's an interesting backdrop. Like, this is definitely one of those awful Instagram moments where you know, you see people pause to take pictures, and somehow, for some reason, it has to be a selfie. It can't just be a picture of a pretty landscape. It has to have your face in it. I don't know why. Anyway, that's a whole other discussion. Alright, so now we're gonna go back in with, honestly, one of the best decoration mods that we have. And that is this little mod, which just, you know, it adds not just the Spinosaurus skeleton, which we are all very much a fan of course, but I actually like the tables and chairs and the parasols probably the most out of the entire mod. Like, even more so than the, look at the Homalocephaly, oh my god. Sorry, I'm getting so excited. But yeah, this just adds so much realism and life to your park, just creating these little moments for your guests to sit and eat their burgers and look at the cute Homalocephaly. I just love this so much. And I'm very relieved that is going to be in default Jurassic World Evolution 2. It's, you know, it's not going to look exactly like that, but we will have tables and chairs. And that pretty much concludes this island. I will be adding more details over the course of the continuing build, not just to this island, but all over the park. So, you know, the park will be constantly evolving, constantly improving. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this build. Let me know in a comment down below if you liked this different style of me just building on my own, focusing on the build, and then doing narration after the fact. I feel like I can focus on each task better if I do it like that, but let me know if that's what you prefer, or if not. We can always go back. The choice is yours. I want to thank you so much for watching this episode, and if you don't want to miss out on future episodes, subscribe to the channel, of course. And if you did enjoy watching this video, it would help out so much if you leave a like. You know, let the algorithm know that I maybe didn't screw up. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and until next time, enjoy the game!